Yo, Ray G in the building. Yeah, we in here. Watch this.
Rays on the block, slinging pixels on the screen, fingers dancing on the keys like you never seen. Chasing dreams in a land where the code's never clean. Grinding till the shadow calls. In a night unseen. Hit subscribe and watch the dreams he weaves. Rays reality, more real than anyone believes. From the dark nights to bright morning days. Gaming for the glory under neon lit eaves. He rolls with the punches from trolls and their games, dodging hate like he's framed in a hall of flames. Rising levels, unlocking his fortune and fame, braving the quest in this digital domain. Hit subscribe and watch the dreams he weaves. Raise reality, more real than anyone believes. From the dark nights to bright morning days, aiming for the glory under neon lit eaves. Codes and wires bind him to a quest so deep. From dawn to dusk his grind will never sleep. In Ray's world where legends learn to leap, victory's a promise and his dreams to keep. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level writing his own page. In this matrix he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage. From the dark nights to bright morning eyes, gaming for the glory under neon lit eaves. He rolls with the punches from trolls and their games, dodging hate like he's framed in a hall of flames. Rising levels, unlocking his fortune and fame, brave in the quest in this digital domain. Codes and wires bind him to a quest so deep. From dawn to dusk his grind will never sleep. In Ray's world where legends learn to leap, victory's a promise and his dreams to keep. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level writing his own page. In this matrix he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level writing his own page. In this matrix he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage.
Reality. Dang. Oh no. Reality gaming. Shout out to y'all. Damn, that was a nice intro, wasn't it? Who do we gotta shoot today? Do I gotta shoot somebody today? Just wondering. Oh, is the game crispy enough for y'all? Just wondering, is the game crispy enough? I don't know, cause I might have a weak graphics card. I might not know what I'm doing. So, you know, people might think I don't know, I can't game, and you know, just wondering, is the game live? And Is it coming in 4K? You know, TikTok don't do 4K. On YouTube, it does 4K. It does 4K. And I can do all my little effects on it and everything. Good grief. So I don't get people streaming in 720p. I don't care if you just talking. You need to do better than 720p with your news and reviews. Please, better than 720p with your news and reviews. 720p was like in the 90s. We don't do that.
Was lazy, but I was hungry to prove myself. Then one time, we were wandering through the Casmarian quarry, and I fell through some brittle rock. Aslan calls down, "Nice knowing you, DeLeon." That placed up in splits. Well,
720p doesn't work.
And bam! That's when I found the ball. I guess the moral is, sometimes you gotta fall before you make it big.
720p, you can't do that.
Kill zone.
Okay, I'm on the fire a little bit. Who do I have to shoot? Get out of here. Just one person in there. You just need to get hit in your head a couple times. You'll be alright. Just gotta wipe your lip a little bit. That's all. I ain't ready for this. Play these retro games just like 6-7 years old. But y'all can't even play these games on PlayStation correctly. Y'all 120 frames per second. Y'all doing that on the PlayStation? Y'all doing 120 frames per second at 1440? Just wondering. Just wondering if y'all doing, you know, just asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. Got all these dang on pistols on. Like having pistols. Jeez, I got 3 pistols on. This pistol I need to get 220, 157, 183. Change this pistol up. Right. Oh. Okay. I want a pistol. Don't want a pistol though. Where's you at? That I gotta go. I gotta go back this way. So I gotta go all the way back here. Oh man. It doesn't matter in this game. We'll see. Give me my ammo. Oh man, this ball. What's up, Char? Good to see you, sis.
Not AI.
Hope you are well.
Secrets locked in.
This the game me, C.R.U and Sandra used to be playing. Back on the PS4. We could play it on our different, systems. And we all had PlayStations back in the day. I hope you still there, Char. I'm sorry if I didn't see you.
Another one down.
Yeah, Chandra bought us all like this game. It was like $70 a piece. He bought me a version and C.R.U.
Holding a brain.
That's how you do it. Hey, what's up, Little Rock? Yo, what's up, bro?
Reese, I have more to kill. Oh, and Vault Hunter, you are worthy of that name. Good hunting with you.
Oh man, I need to drop some of my guns. Got too many guns. Oh man. And all my guns are above my pay grade.
Wow! You really just popped the brains right out of my gigamine. Not satisfied with running underfoot, huh? I get it. My father once said I was 12th in line to run the company, so I made 11 quick little cuts to the family tree. Now I'm next in line. Think about that. Now you've put yourself in my way.
Oh man. That's what happens when you be whooping too many people. And the inventory gets too full. You be doing too much. You doing too much. Man, I wish. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't see my chat because I'm busy playing the thing on game. I would have said what's up to y'all earlier. Sorry, Little Rock. Thank y'all for checking me out, though. It's the game. Me, Cerulean, Shadra. Oh, we was all playing this. And Dre. Yeah, Dre from Asia. We was all playing this game. Alright, where do I have to go? Alright, I gotta get back out here. So I can just... I'll have to probably fight a few people to get over there. Not probably too much. I already whooped him. Just gonna grab ammo on the way back. Cause it's just right here. Yup, and Dre. Man, we was all playing this game, Warframe. Hey, why you ain't tell me North Korea was over here? You didn't tell me North Korea was out here supporting. I think that's South Korea. Stop playing with it. That's it. Stop playing with F.B.A.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Leave F.B.A. alone. About the moonwalk on your ass on a foreign planet.
Welcome back, Vault Hunter. Why do you smell like brains and fried circuitry? You know what? I don't want to know. Call Reese, let him know you got the job done.
Someone give me an order. I need an order.
Vault Hunter! Did you get the data from Gigamind? Give it!
And then you'll help us get to the vault, right?
Ooh, yeah, that. It's just I'm super busy with this whole invasion thing. Any other time, it is vault o'clock, baby, but I've got my company to look out for.
I mean, I can just toss this brain in the trash if no one's gonna use it.
Wait, okay, fine. I rebuilt Atlas from almost and I will do anything to keep Malawan from taking that away. I swear on this company's future that I will help you find and open the vault.
That's as good a promise as any, killer. Give the man what he needs.
I have never seen Reese squirm like that. You're really something, Vault Hunter.
Standing right here, a hologram can still hear you, and Hollow Reese has feelings. Oh man, this guy had everything up in there. Troop movements, supply lines, scouting data. Looks like Malawan's been searching for fragments of the vault key themselves, and they've got some leads. A planet called Venus?
Venus? Perfect. Vault Hunter, come up to Sanctuary.
Great work. You do that. Reese, out.
Let me make sure I say this on the live.
Okay, so you saw a
My live
corporation that
streams
was
look
getting
better than the
curb stomped
Blu-ray.
by a way bigger and cooler corporation, and you said, I'm going
It's
with
like
Team
8K
Loser
down.
Stash?
It's like 8K
Come
downscaled.
on, work with
to
me
2K.
here, super fan. This whole beef over the vault has been getting mondo views, but it's got a shelf life. Specifically, when you die.
Yeah.
So, try to keep it going.
Yeah.
Maybe find some better allies.
Like, look,
Just a suggestion.
my Borderlands looks better than a lot of people's Cyberpunk. How about that? It's like saying my 9 hit harder than most people's 50. You get me? My 9 hit harder than most people's 50. My 22 hit harder than most people's 9. How about that? Hey, look, hey, look, my shake is better than most people's, what do we call it? Damn it, I was almost there. My shake is better than most people's moon rocks. My shake is better than most people's moon rocks. My shake is better than everybody's moon rocks. My sliders are better than everybody's Big Macs. My canoe is better than everybody's yacht. How about that, man? My canoe is beating their yachts. What, your sixes is beating their 18s, right? Huh? You pull up with some sixes. Boom, boom, boom. And you going out there 18. They forgot you had 18 sixes though. Oh man, I gotta keep streaming. My bad. My bad to those that were following my stream. I was talking to my guy. Let me go get to where I gotta get.
No, your aim sucks, Josh.
I finally streamed on TikTok though.
I'll rap with you later.
All right, hit me up. All right. Hey, give me a like on my thing.
Meet me up on the bridge when you're ready.
I see you. That was Big Bell over there. Hey, y'all go check out his channel, man. Hey, bro, be having the sounds and everything, bro. Be, man, go check out Big Bell. Look, they be having advertisements in here for you to go buy some shit. They want you to go buy. Purchase in Epic Games. They got advertisements in the game. I thought EA was the only one doing it, but no. I'm not finna buy no. Not gonna buy nothing from no advertisements in a game that I already
How
bought.
was Promethea? Warzone.
Why would I buy it?
Atlas is getting crushed. We'll help Reese when we can, but right now, we've got to get to Athena's. I've got a friend there. We should see what she knows. Claptrap, tight broadcast to Athena's. Call sign Sapphire.
And comes open!
Lilith! What are you... Oh, damn it!
Bad time?
Yeah, kinda. I'm guessing you're calling for the same reason Maliwan's trashing our monastery? Well, I don't have it, but I know where it is. Hey, get here sooner, you'll miss all the fun. And by fun, I mean getting bulldozed by corporate murder squads.
Maya. She can hold her own until we get there. She's a siren and as badass as they come. Hell, maybe we can convince her to join us.
It would be helpful to have another siren on board. Besides you, Lilith. I was still counting you.
Oh, more ladies on Admiral Claptrap's love ship. Everyone's looking at Claptrap. Booyah!
Set a course for Athena's, Vault Hunter.
I'm running short on syringes. It would appear that the idiotic primate inhabitants of this vessel have been stealing my syringes and using them for who knows what. I'm running low and I need them back.
Palawan again. These guys are relentless.
Drop pod's ready when you are, VH!
Hey y'all, I'm finna add Jesse to this stream. Give me 1 second, y'all. Where you at? Trey. Oh, you ain't lying no more? Oh, yeah, there you go.
We can't determine, the ideas for these amendments is to increase waste diversion. We have no ability to identify from 350 to 300, 1,000 a day to 1,000 a week of waste diversion, anything that's material as far as material impacts. If we are not seeing a material impact for an amendment, within rules and reg, do you have the ability, based on data provided, evaluation of this process over time to make material changes to thresholds, whether it's 350 to 300, 1,000 a day to 1,000. You will have information. Right now, you don't have that waste diversion information, correct? For special events?
Yeah,
I'm trying to like exasperate because I'm trying to get, if we're talking about waste diversion and we can't calculate by that small change.
Together, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of data we wish we had for this entire process, and we are underway doing our best to collect it and also mine all the studies and work that's been done in the past to try to see what we do know and that we can tease out. As far as changing the thresholds through the rules and regs, I don't know if we could change something if it's in the code that says the exemption is 350 without coming back to you. However, the allowable use is, like the list of materials that have to be diverted, the educational requirements, like the tactics, those types of things we certainly can do. How it's reported, and we will get a whole bunch of data for that. For the volumes of organic material, the best I can offer you in context for the rest of your discussion is that there was a commercial waste study done in Denver a few years back. I'll have to verify with my colleagues the year. I think it might have been 2021. And on the commercial side of things, so this is not including anything Dottie would pick up from single-family homes, under 8 units, curbside. In the commercial sector, that study gave us an estimate of somewhere around 250,000 tons of organics through all commercial sectors. That's including anything organic, not just food waste specifically. And so in anticipating some of this conversation, like to give you context, I should probably make sure I look at these numbers correctly, but the proposed as written before the amendment, a restaurant that would be exempted as we wrote it, that 16% that would have been covered if it remains with the threshold as proposed, they would basically be generating let me make sure I have the number here correctly. I believe it's 400 tons, 4,000 tons out of that 250,000. So that's about 1.5% overall. And those are from those restaurants across the entire year. So if that helps give you any perspective, total organic waste estimates based on that study for all the restaurants in Denver would be at about 56,000 tons per year. If I have that correctly. Yeah. 56,000 out of the 250 or so on the commercial side. So that's the best I can offer you at the moment, and we need to collect the rest.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Councilmember Perry? Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm realizing that in reading the amendment, there's a fair amount of context in the surrounding sections which are not subject to the amendment that I should have read in, and I'll do that now. These size exemptions are not the only exemptions from the requirement to recycle or compost at events. There are also exemptions for permanent events that generate a de minimis amount of waste or demonstrate a proven economic hardship. So that's, I think, an important one. If we're thinking about an event that's really running on a shoestring, they can show that, the composting costs are still incredibly high. That's a way not to have to comply with this regardless of size. Obviously, if you don't have any food vendors on site, you don't have to do this as far as the composting goes. And then in addition to that, I just want to correct something that Johnny said, or that came across unclear, I think, in the back and forth just now. There's also a section here that says the executive directors of the responsible city offices and departments may adjust the exemptions of this section by increasing or decreasing the total number of daily attendees based on market conditions and compliance rates through an update to rules. And so that's unusual in an ordinance to say, we have these event thresholds, but they can be adjusted in rules. And that was put in here again in the back and forth between the city and the original proponents to try to address some of these concerns about what happens if there's just this hugely unintended consequence and we don't have,
like everything you passed
events are completely unable to comply or whatever else. So I just wanted to point that out because that's, I think, a fairly big deal. If it turns out that these thresholds are a terrible idea, they can be adjusted in either direction without us coming back to them going forward. And that's in here in subsection B in the draft submitted by the administration. And then finally, subsection E also says that even if none of these exemptions apply to you, if you show that you tried to get you tried to hire a hauler or a composter, and you actually couldn't find anyone, you also can be exempt. So that just takes care of the case where, I don't know, there's so many events in one weekend in Denver that these guys can't make it out and get all of the compost. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, like, why bother if we're really capturing a pretty small additional number of events? And this is something that folks from the task force told me that I think is pretty compelling, which is that actually public events are one of the biggest places where someone might encounter composting for the first time and actually like learn to do it. And you all might laugh at me because you're from the big city, but I grew up in Wyoming. We did not recycle. We did not compost. I learned to do this stuff when I moved to New York and then Denver. Seriously, Sawyer. And it really does make a difference to see people doing it in public spaces if you have no idea like what this is. So I think just in terms of like having some publicity around the ordinance, having people like experience this and have someone standing there by the bin sometimes who actually knows how to sort correctly and can tell you what's compostable and what's not, I would really not underestimate the impact of that. So I think it does matter even if it's not a massive portion of diversion, because it's a uniquely public facing moment in all of this. So that's all I wanted to add. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilmember Sawyer.
Thanks, Madam President. I already said I'm a no on this one, but I just want to talk a little bit about why, because it's something we haven't brought up yet. And I think it's really important that we look at the regulatory burden we are putting on our neighborhood organizations, right? I'm looking at the Office of Special Events because we have this conversation a lot, particularly around stuff like the requirement for AEDs, right? When you have a movie night in the park with food trucks, like since there are two agencies involved in the permitting process, the Office of Special Events gets involved, and there are all of these different regulations, and they're regulations that are put on Taste of Colorado or Civic Center Eats. They're also put on the Hilltop 4th of July fireworks parade, right? And the difference is that this organization is volunteers with zero money. They don't have $1,000 to pay Compost Colorado to come and do the back end stuff, right? And so if we want to be a city where we are balanced and we are looking at incentivizing our volunteer neighborhood organizations to hold wonderful community events that create such an extraordinary sense of togetherness for our neighborhoods, which we want. And we also want to ensure that we are diverting as much waste as we possibly can because of the methane challenges that we have. There's got to be a balance here, right? And what I'm seeing in this amendment language is that there isn't a balance here. And what we're going to lose as a result of that is this incredibly special section of small neighborhood events, more than 300, more than 1,000 sometimes, but still neighborhood events. And we have to think about that. That has to be protected. And so, again, I'm already saying I'm a no, but I just want to talk about why. Because, again, we're incentivizing our neighborhood organizations not to hold these events anymore because there's just too much stuff on their plate for a group of volunteers to do it. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilmember Flynn.
Thank you, Madam President. Because it was that we can have exemptions based on hardship, financial or otherwise, or capacity. Just all the more, especially combined with what Councilwoman Sawyer just said, makes it all the more important to me that we just not make any change in the numbers here. The tiny number of events going from 350 down to 30, 300 rather, that we would capture, or from 1,000 a day to 1,000 over the week, the tiny number of events compared with the administrative burden on the agency and on the small organizations that are doing these is the learning moments that we're talking about at the larger events. It's only a tiny bit that we're talking about. They're still going to be at all of the other events that are more than 350, of which there are a huge number, more than 1,000, which are a huge number.
My pot daughter is,
it's not
and
worth
she
it to
ain't even
me
my pot daughter.
to capture every
She's
single
disappointed
dang one
in
of
me.
them.
Oh man, she's upset.
In order to have somebody standing at the bin and say, that goes in this one, that goes in that one, for the 10 or 12 a year that might happen. And so I think this is just not necessary. I would support the amendment if I just had the training and the reporting, but not changing the numbers. The task force had recommended 350, and so I don't see any reason to change it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Gilmore?
Thank you. I will comment on this one. Folks, at least in the neighborhoods that I represent, are more concerned about diverting and not putting more into the landfill, that I wholeheartedly believe that they would be more than willing to have volunteers at sites, making sure that there isn't contamination, and or working with other businesses in the community to do a sponsorship for the composting that needs to happen. The small percentages are inconsequential when you look at the necessity to divert this from the landfill. We're talking about reducing greenhouse gases and methane.
They're making this shit overly complicated.
It's curious to me that we're talking about, well, if it's 50 people more or 50 people less, but at the end of the
All you gotta do is make sure you have a trash bin,
that could be a whole bunch of tonnage
and fucking
compostable
That's it.
items
That's all you gotta have at these events. That's it.
that didn't need to end
Not that
up
difficult.
in the landfill. And that does add up minute after minute, day after day, year after year. And so I would hope that we can prioritize reducing the methane gas and diverting the compost versus going back and forth about 50 people and whether or not it matters. It matters because we're trying to reduce that greenhouse gas. And I am definitely for this one. Thank you.
Summer had a fucking compost bin.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments, Councilwoman Gilmore. I think those were some great points. Ultimately, something that I did want to share over the weekend, I was at both Auraria campus and at the stadium for the C.R.U. Buffalo. And those college students are taking time and making sure that their campuses have zero waste. And I think that our young people are dying for us to just take care of these things. I can also speak to Underground Music Showcase in my district to make sure to be zero waste. And those events alone have been so inspiring to see how much people do care and how much we need to care. Because there are times when people walk past the trash on the sidewalk, but our young people are asking us to do better. And I think that is who is leading this and really wants to make sure that we are doing our best at events. And I will just reiterate what Councilwoman Parody read off, which is there's a lot of exemptions. We're not trying to be hard. We're not trying to be impossible. We want to make exemptions for your neighborhood event if your neighbors want that. I would agree. My neighbors want to get rid of all the trash in the right ways. I get more complaints about not having composting and recycling at Wash Park than probably any other park complaint that I get. And I see I'm nodding agreement. So I know I'm not alone, and I know this is frustrating. It seems silly. Maybe it seems like a small amount, but I also think it's a slap in the face to the people that work so hard to get these things passed and on the ballot that we're taking away little by little the validity and what the intention was when they passed this legislation. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you, Councilmember Romero Campbell.
Thank you. I have my other question that I wanted to ask. And this was for the Office of Special Events. Would you have to change your administrative processes with this amendment or with these new numbers?
Yes, we'd have to overhaul the park policy for permitting and the rules and regs for the Office Special Events for permitting tiers. it's also built into our systems. So we would have to change that as well. And I do think the administrative burden would be a lot on our side, also on the community side, if we're putting the proof of burden on them to prove that they have financial hardship, to prove that they weren't able to secure a vendor, to prove what de minimis volume is. The 350 number that came from the task force was an attempt to identify something that was quantifiable that would count as de minimis volume. That would be easy and common sense to administer. So it wouldn't be overly burdensome.
So, ask a follow-up to that then. Okay, so if I think about this, it sounds like it might take some time to be able to figure out the pieces. Who sets those criteria? Or, if it's a burden, who sets that criteria? Do we have that criteria set?
No, we don't. It would have to be developed in the rules and regulations process.
Rules and regulations, okay. And then if it's with rules and regulations, does that mean that that's within your department, or do you work with CASR to do that? How does that process work?
That would be my department, Dottie, and Parks, and probably DPD as well.
Okay. And then you were talking about the process for the applicant on the administrative side. What does that look like?
Well, right now, per the ordinance, we require them to submit their waste management plan, but because we haven't written rules and regs yet, we don't know a way to enforce that. So they're submitting their plan. We're asking them to educate themselves, knowing that these changes are coming, but we don't have no way to enforce the plan.
A bandit cult led by a soul-sucking siren.
Okay. That's helpful. I'm just trying to think, with the events that we just currently have been putting on this summer, I know we've done our waste plan. I'm just trying to think about the actual implementation or what it looks like on the applicant side of it.
Right, if we put the burden on the applicants to submit, well, first we'd have to create thresholds for what constitutes financial burden, what constitutes de minimis waste through our rules and regs, and we have to create a system for which those applicants would have to provide sufficient documentation that we would then approve.
Come find me in the market quarter. A battalion of Malawan troops are trampling my home, and I'd appreciate some help. Killing them.
I think you might get lost, sir.
Thank you. I see Brian coming back. Question for you, Brian. That's all right. So I put some credence in Councilwoman Sawyer's concerns for, registered neighborhood groups that are volunteer-run operations and so on.
It'll be nice to have someone else here besides my apprentice who has a stake in the oath of non-violence.
Can you comment on that?
When we were doing this ballot measure,
I'm gonna show y'all this list. It's the motherfuckers that need to go. All these motherfuckers right here need to go.
The diversion for that. The members of the Waste the Waste No More communities doing the ballot measure. When we talk about the show, we can get free tickets to come in a 6 hour, 8 hour shift, whatever it is. Sponsorships is not really an opportunity.
Man. Let's see what's going on. Alright, I'm finna work you out. It's time for you to...
Reporting for duty. And boom goes the dynamite.
Stop playing with me. Admiral.
Clear out those troops. I'll be there soon. Just laying out some karmic realignment.
Stop playing with me.
First time I saw Siren was my trip to Athenas, and she was the queen. See, after I found the vault, Atlas paid me a buttload to lead a peace envoy. Later, I found out those bastards had slipped some spies into the envoy to steal Iridian artifacts. Now, I ain't no monk, but for the record, I didn't steal nothing from Athenas. Typhon's honor.
Black people from the Caribbeans. That don't mean that I don't.
Yeah, but that's how a lot of them are taking it, man. So speak to them.
See some ways that, say, a Jamaican could help, in that I could help a Jamaican, but that is to recognize that Jamaican culture is different from Black American culture, and that we are inherently two different groups of people.
Yeah. Let me jump right in there real quick, man, because I remember
being a freshman at Bloomsburg University. And we had a speaker come in, famous Caribbean author, Jamaica Kincaid. And she was, I had bought her book, and we were in the crowd asking questions. And I asked her, well, what does it mean to you to be a black woman? Growing up in these days and times. And she said, well, honestly, I never looked at myself as being black. I'm more concerned about being a woman.
Eventually. Ready for some more action?
Thank
Malowan's
you.
full of teched out
You are
nerds.
supporting my argument.
Let's
the
kick
only
'em in
black people.
Thought so.
With the only real
Follow me.
definition.
We'll meet up with my apprentice. If she hasn't gotten herself killed.
Everybody else who uses the definition
The
black
fragment's
to
sealed
describe
inside an
themselves,
iridian anchor hold.
they use
The
it
whole
as a
monastery was built
color.
around it by monks who think it's sacred.
Color
Maybe it
black.
is, but right now
They
it's
use it
attracting
to
the wrong kind of
associate
attention.
with their melanin expression coming from their skin.
I came back from Pandora
We're
to
the only
protect
people
this
that
place.
take the word black
That was
and make
working
it
out pretty
mean
good
more
until
than a color.
Malawan found us.
We make it mean an experience, a lineage.
Attention, stupid pacifist monks! This is Oppressor
So when people
Trant.
say they're
It's
black,
not just a
it's like,
title,
okay, you might
oppression
think
is
you're
my
black, but
profession.
you're not
Athenas
you're not
is now
black the same
property
way
of
we
the
think we're black.
Malawan Corporation. No trespassing.
To be a black woman.
That's Trant. Real pain in my ass. So far, he hasn't been able to get into the
famous
anchor
in
hold,
Bloomsburg
let's not
University.
rely on his incompetence.
And we had a speaker come in, famous Caribbean author, Jamaica Kincaid. Freshman at Bloomsburg
I
University.
want y'all to hear that Jamaican, okay? She's Jamaican, all right? And I want you to know that because they're not going to see, they'll use black to describe themselves as a descriptive term, but they're not going to use black as a standalone identity like how we use it.
And we had a speaker come in, famous Caribbean author, Jamaica Kincaid. And she was, I had bought her book, and we were in the crowd asking questions. And I asked her, well, what does it mean to you to be a black woman? Growing up in these days and times. And she said, well, honestly, I never looked at myself as being black. I'm more concerned about being a woman. And then, so I immediately gave her book to somebody else because I was pissed off when she said that shit.
Right. That's the issue, brother. So it gets confusing when we call them black and they call themselves black because we're using it two different ways and it just draws confusion. That's why I say, hey, you just said she was a Jamaican woman. So ask her about how it feels to be Jamaican, bro. I didn't put black there. Everybody just getting confused.
I ain't gonna lie, but I'm a radical ass 1993, but but in regards to what she later said, she said my entire island is full of black people, so we never really had to encounter what you count.
Your entire island is full of Jamaicans and they're dark. Okay, you see how they're using black as a color. They're the same color. They're not using black as a lineage or a standalone identity, ethnonym. Okay, so this is...
Now, look, monks, I know you think I'm doing this because I enjoy terrorizing you, but it's actually to make my big brother proud of me. He's a general, you see, and I got a huge inferiority complex about
what you encounter in regards to race. And at that time, I was really too immature to understand what she was saying. But it was...
No, you were very mature. Okay, you're just a Pan-African who just call in. You're trying to make her be right. 10 years later. She was wrong 10 years later.
Yes, they could.
Wrong 10 years later. You're trying to make her right. Not just for sure.
It's more along the lines of what the latter young lady was saying in the video we just watched. In regards of prioritizing race and culture and those different things. You know what I'm saying? I still don't totally agree with what she said, but at least I have an understanding as to why she said it and framed it the way she did. And I thought she was pandering to the white audience.
Yeah, it's like Tyler, bro. Like Tiger, they do that. Tiger. Yeah, so you point into the dog. So is that okay? Why do you believe?
Yeah, and I still think she was. You know.
Like, and that's a great point because I don't understand it too. Like for me, I don't agree with the way the girl was making the point she was making. I understand the point, and I do agree with the general concept of the point, but I disagree with the narrative that is painted potentially by the point. And I strongly disagree with her conclusion, which is that Africans that live in America long enough will come to this place of compassion. One, it speaks to, it kind of paints this narrative that we need you to come to a place of compassion, or we want you to come to a place of compassion, or this narrative that when Africans from the continent come to America, they'll achieve this place of compassion that will make them be more beneficial and acquiesce more advantageous to Black Americans. And I disagree with that whole line of thinking. One, I don't think that living in America makes African immigrants more compassionate. If anything, I think it hardens their stance because as they align with white supremacy and reap the benefits of that alliance, it perpetuates further hatred.
Right.
So it doesn't even make sense. But then on another level, how does that compassion benefit Black Americans? And do Black Americans really want them to be compassionate? I don't think we do.
Well, that's what I was just about to say because, okay, you have compassion, but the compassion never turns into anything tangible. Because think about it, why are we having this conversation in the first place?
Well, you think about... I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, go ahead.
So you think about it too, right? Well, first of all, it speaks from a place of it speaks from a place of thinking that you're better than us. Right. So you have to sort of
say that. Right. But that's what it is.
Why do y'all hold back your truth about how you feel on Africans? But when it comes to refugees, you unleash all your truth, and you don't supposed to hurt our feelings with it. Nothing makes us sad, angry. You just say it to Africans. Everybody got their shitty gloves on. And then everything. Sick, man.
We're better than you because we were able to get closer to white people than you, so we're better than you. Because look at, like she said, the sacrifice that we made. That lady, don't come over here talking about sacrifice like you're the only one who sacrificed. And that's one thing
Good, Joe.
That's one thing I don't like when I'm talking to people who've immigrated to America. They make it seem the image that they have of Black America is the same old. We lazy, we ain't do nothing, we crying about nothing. And everybody else, even the immigrants, they come over here with nothing and then do better than us. And that's us not understanding how the government works. Not understanding. Now we know, now the secret is out. Now with this election, we know people be getting money, people be getting government stipends, people be getting help from the government. Now we know that. And it's
so it's out in the open. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I remember having conversations like 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago with people. And, you know, people from other races, other countries, and I'm having to educate them on government funding, government helping people, and the government took from us and gave to you. Like, so don't come up here talking about we're lazy, we don't need this, we don't need that. Like, you all are here in America because of the destructive mindsets of the people in your people in your countries. All Black people throughout the African diaspora have destructive mindsets. All of us. Your destruction was so bad that it caused you to have to come over here. Our destruction is bad, but where we going? We ain't got nowhere to go. So we got to make it right. We got to stick here and make it right. You all have places to go to escape it. We have nowhere to go, so we have to make it right. I.e., that's how you all are able to be here in the first place. Just like I said earlier, throughout the 50 states, we have to look at ourselves as one and come together and create something that is advantageous for ourselves, which turned out to not just be advantageous for ourselves, but advantageous for the past.
Well, we definitely made it where this is a desired location for people of African descent because of the things that we did and fought for in this particular country, which even inspired independence movements throughout those countries as they fought off colonization. Every one of the African leaders pointed to watching the American freedom fighters and taking their cues from there and their inspiration from there. Yeah, go on again. But I'm gonna go back to something you said a few minutes ago, Joe, about what's happening with all these immigrants that are coming in now and how they're receiving all these stipends, money, and things of that nature. Because I stumbled across this about 12, 13 years ago when I was arguing online with the white supremacists. And they were talking about how their people were coming to America with nothing. They were able to build themselves up. And I started saying, how the hell can you just come here with nothing and then you end up with an art gallery or a music studio and all those different people how to dance, classical music. So I started researching and I learned about tax treaty laws. I went through the IRS tax codes, all the entire code. I couldn't find it. But I started learning about tax treaty laws. And tax treaty laws are just what you said. When immigrants come to this particular country, they are offered a stipend. They are given 10 years typically. They average about 10 years tax abatements where they don't have to pay taxes when they come here. They get to access liens removed so that they can operate businesses that we're locked out of, corner stores, bodegas, and so forth. So when you see other groups come here, they are sponsored to come here to America. And that all started based on policies going way back to the end of the Civil War in the Reconstruction era, when all the skilled laborers who were black left those plantations and started building up other towns. And so that's how they put together, I'm trying to think of the act, but there was an act where they invited all of these different immigrants, bring us your hunger, you're tired, your huddle masters yearn to be free, to Ellis Island and all that other shit. That was part of it, because they needed to build up a skilled labor class because American towns were falling apart and they had to pay black laborers and they didn't want to.
Sounds familiar.
Right, so
Borders are.
Again, there's a pattern. There's a page to teach patterns and make kids easy recognize. So pattern. Also, what they do is they minimize Africa's role in just being terrible people, whether it's selling and raiding us and putting us away people, or coming over to this country with a disrespectful potty mouth. Like so you'll see a lot of Pan-Africans do is minimize that bad behavior, put a fork in it, and then redirect and blame either white supremacists or Sunday Select. And that's the stuff that really puts me off, the trigger. And so, we got deep in here. Maybe I should have did the, nah, I didn't have enough to do the Baba Small tonight, but I will do it tomorrow morning. So, let me attempt to reason with these guys and see why they like minimize Africa's role in their bad behavior and then maximize white supremacists or F.B.A. in the place of.
So when you look at what we've been able to build here, and the fact that black people, foundationally black Americans, were able to create the environment that made it possible for other people of color, be it African or Latino, to come into this country and have opportunities in the neighborhoods that we live in. Because you don't get busted into white neighborhoods, you don't get busted into Jewish neighborhoods. Yep. You get set up in our neighborhoods. And so I think there needs to be some understanding. I think there needs to be some more grace. And I think people need to let go of their arrogance. And I think honestly too, when we look at this whole dynamic, we need to let go of our cowardice. Because it's easier for us to fight each other. Because as you said, Joe, we're scared of what that white man going to do to us.
I'm just saying,
trying to paint Kamala as black.
I'm just saying, like, but like you said, add on what you're saying, man. So we are quick to go against each other, and it's like we understand why we do it, but we just can't help doing it.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. When you say we, are you talking about the French? You dig? Who is the we, man? And what are you talking about? See, that we, these are Africans who speak French language, I guess. But, what are you talking? So now genetically, like, what is this guy talking about?
And that's throughout the diaspora, and it's the extent of the impact of white supremacy on the minds of African people.
Oh, yeah. African people. Take your time. Not foundational black Americans. Thank you.
Globally.
Well, yeah, you're right. All of them 54 countries. You're right.
Also have to take accountability too for what we've allowed to happen.
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
We've allowed everybody to come in and carve a piece of our culture and then integrate it. But when things are done for those other cultures, you know, they treat those cultures with respect. Right. They have prestige. They're not going to denigrate their cultures. When they're getting rewards, things they reach back to their people. We try to be we of the world. Hey. And that's what we suffer from because we need to own whatever.
All right. Yeah, these guys are all over the place. Okay. So again, the question I have for you, family, really, and I asked myself the same question. I said, why do Pan-Africanists focus on white supremacy and minimize African complicity? And that's really just narrative framing for unity. Okay, Pan-Africanism emerged as a liberation ideology during colonial and Jim Crow eras, right? It aimed to...
Hell yeah, Vault Hunter! If you'd been around when the invasion started, we just might have held our own.
African
now ring the
people
bell.
Globally, they say. In Africa, the Caribbean, and the Americas, against European and American racial oppression.
I'm gonna need some
Highlighting
iridium to get into the
African
anchor
complicity
hole. It'll amp up my
can
siren powers.
Fracture this
On an
unity,
extremely
you feel
related
me?
note,
By causing
feel
division
about grave
between
robbing?
Africans
I've done worse.
and the
A lot worse,
diasporic
like, seriously.
blacks. Well,
Good.
you
There's
get
some
it.
iridium hidden in the cemetery. Something
So
tells me Ava's already there. She'll help you out.
That's why I said earlier, you couldn't hear me when
I've
I went
never
live.
actually been inside
and I
the
took the
anchor
phone.
hole.
I was
It's got
talking
protections
the
around
phone.
it, but
The
I
wind.
think I can get around
It
them.
wasn't gonna happen.
There's a passage in my book
But
of ancient siren
Africa
techniques.
is all in.
Gonna go grab
Right?
it.
They feel
since
like, hey
the
man,
library's
we're all in. We
unprotected, and
can't
I'll catch up with
afford
you later.
no pushback, no criticism, no objectivity. We going forward. So I just said that Africa can never hold itself accountable for its wrongs because Africa thinks they are jeopardizing the ability to unify or do something with the diasporic people. It's weird. Anyway, and because of that, the emphasis is on external enemies, not internal faults. So they don't wanna look within and fix what they done. You know, they want to focus on external enemies. Okay, so they and you'll hear them say, you'll hear these Pan-Africans, especially the immigrant ones. They'll focus on, they'll have rhetoric about anti-colonial, anti-imperialism, right? So many Pan-Africanists view Africa's problems through the lens of colonialism and neo-colonialism. These are some words you're going to hear them say a lot. They agree. If Europeans never invaded, looted, and divided Africa, none of this would happen. That's what they would say. None of this would have happened, okay? This perspective, it de-emphasizes Africa or African agency in the slave trade because it is seen as secondary to Western domination. Right? See, they know if they ever speak on their role in the slave trade, they're gonna see the Western as number one and themselves as number two. And none of this happens without their involvement. So, admitting that African leaders sold us, they understand that can be used to justify pushback. They get pushbacks towards them. Right? So many of them feel the need to protect the image of Africa. A lot of Pan-Africanists as well. African immigrants and Pan-Africanists. They feel the need to protect the image of Africa. Like white supremacists feel the need to protect the image of white America. That's why they deny a lot of gross things as well. So these Pan-Africanists, they will feel the need to protect the image of Africa as a source of pride and cultural roots, especially for F.B.A.'s trying to reclaim identity. So critique of African involvement is often downplayed or reframed as survival under duress. See, the asymmetry of power and technology, you see, Pan-Africanists point out that African societies were not equals in the trade. This is where they go. And they'll say they lacked ocean ships, firearms, and cannons until Europeans traded with them. They lacked global banking systems, and they framed African involvement as being coerced or manipulated within a European design system.
You do not
So
want
they kind of mix what they normally do. They mix falsehoods. I play out the white supremacist playbook. Let me see. See some facts. Facts.
Better luck next life.
African identity to preserve the fake African coalition. Okay. So yes. The vast majority of Africans sold into slavery were captured by other Africans and sold off the first family. That's just what you got to just sit on, man. Europeans rarely ventured far inland. That's a fact. During the early trade era, they relied on local middlemen. Those middlemen were African. Who were they? Some Africans like Dahomey and Ashanti who were rich from the slave trade and were fully complicit. So while European powers drove the system and should bear the lion's share of the responsibility, Pan-Africans will not let us forget that. African collaboration was essential to civil collaboration. They couldn't do it without Africans.
programs that we put together. We need to own our institutions, and we need to make people respect those institutions the same way.
What's
so
the greatest invention? But another thing that because this is
before they turn the subject. Remember, if you're making all those brown photo black identity. Here's the thing: in Jamaica, the vast majority of people are African descent because almost everyone lives dark. Dark is not a strong social marker of their country. It's taken for granted. Instead, Jamaicans are often distinguished identity by highly national she told him, the Jamaican artist, she told him she identifies more as a woman than a black woman because in her context, gender shaped her childish and was race. In the very dark society, racism is not the very organized, it's organizing principle. Issues like not censoring blackness can sound like denial or pandering to the right audiences, right? But to her, as she see it, it was simply that black is so normalized in Jamaica, it's not a label. She has to constantly take.
About what we're talking about is education.
Cool if
we
I
need
take
to
this.
know better. We need to understand better.
Thanks,
but
later.
When we think about because when we think about it, we only think about it in America. And for a long time, we only thought about it as that street thug. But now, even in America, that has expanded to, hey, even the politicians, even somebody running for president, right?
Oh,
even your mayor, even your
just out
pastors,
here
even your parents,
looting corpses.
right?
But wait,
but
you're a vault hunter like
just
Maya
made
used to
in
be?
America.
Go on adventures,
That just-
save the universe, kill bad guys?
Yeah, I get to kill
my
bad
fault. I
guys
take it by
pretty much
mistake.
all the
that street
time.
thug.
It's
But now, even in
Yes!
America,
That's so freaking cool. I want to die
wasn't just
instantly.
made in
I'm gonna be a
America.
vault hunter too.
They just didn't use the same
Or I
terminology.
would be
That
if my
mindset was
assignment
created
more than
throughout the
just guarding
diaspora.
a dusty-ass
That's why we still
library
fight each
staring
other to
at
this
water
day. That's
for
why
like
they were
100
able
hours.
to not even just play on the
Sorry,
tribalism,
just
but even
really
enhance it and
boring
make it
around
worse.
So, we're gonna
Because
leave
they
this
created
graveyard
a
or
whole
what?
bunch of about the world.
What you got, Gates?
Well, it's a very
Nothing, bitch.
sophisticated
You got
system
nothing.
of how they've
Come
been
on.
able to maintain dominance and control. And I give them credit because we always speak from a Christian sort of value system and morality. But when you really understand morality, morality is the first guide or the first step in morality is self-determination and self-survival. You know, and you know when we have so many people of other races and you identify as being the minority in the world, and the people that can be easily the most, I just had a fun moment, easily the most dispatched group of people just based on genetics, then morally speaking, survival becomes your priority. And if tearing down the entire world and maintaining dominance over it to make sure that our bloodline is the last one standing, then that's what we'll do. I've often faulted black people, whether it's here or in Africa or anywhere else, for the fact that we sort of want to take this moral code where we want to do what's considered to be the right thing. This and the other. The right thing is to win. And sometimes you got to be willing to do a little more than your enemies do if you want to win. And
They got us, like you said, they got us broke down to our most basic desire of survival.
Well, what do? They beat us all with missionaries.
Yep.
In Africa and here in America. They beat us all with missionaries, and they had crusades for those who didn't follow the missionaries. So if you didn't believe in Christian, if you didn't believe in this so-called moral Christian value system or whatever, then here come the weapons. Here come the, you know.
Also remember, because we talked about this like over a year ago. So they send the missionaries in. Of course, missionary comes in like 20, 30 years before the actual conflict finna happen. Missionaries come in and tell you, hey, I know y'all been worshiping this God forever, but stop all that, because Jesus Christ is better than your God.
Christ.
right? Right. And so they spend that time, trying to convert as many people, actually really doing a reconnaissance mission. Then they leave, and when they come back, they with a whole army. Then what's so funny is they are after the army destroys the actual people, they be writing in their diaries talking about how bad it was and how they so against it now. And they want to wake up and they want to repent. And they don't feel like they can do nothing about it. Man, shut up! You have all this stuff. Your soul is going to hell too, Father, fire, whatever. All right, so but when the armies come in. The army, they see these two warring tribes. You see one tribe stronger than the other. Hey, we got all these guns on that mission, and we got all these manpower, so we're going to side with the weaker army. We're going to side with the weaker army, we're going to take out the stronger army, then after we take out the stronger army, we're going to take out the weaker army, because of course, we're just going to rinse and repeat, we're going to take over all this stuff. But we make sure we have them fight against each other, because they must know that they are their enemies. They must not understand that we are their enemies. They must know that they are their enemies. And now, it's 2024, like you said, 50% of that is their fault. 50% of that is our fault. By now, you would think that we understand that they are our enemies, so we can fight ourselves.
I think even with that, we have to understand, right? Like, I'm not pulling no punches on this. I think black people are the are very childlike. You can't convince a 7-year-old that you should know there's a dude in it.
Well, that's why we had this abusive relationship with us.
Yeah, it's our fault when we look at it from the perspective of an adult that walked into a bad situation. But I don't think that's a good analogy for black people in America. You're talking about a child that was birthed by the trauma. And so we're like maladapted. Like, this stuff is normal to us. Like, we don't see the problem. The problem is that the world has changed, and all of our adaptations to the fucked up world we existed in are no longer working for us. That's the problem. Honestly, I think if things went backwards a little bit, a lot of us would be more comfortable. We would thrive a lot more. You look at the way we move. I think the 90s was the golden era for black people. White people gave us just enough freedom to be comfortable, but they kept us in check. It was happening all over, the Rodney Kings and all that. We gotta do something every once in a while. Let them niggas.
We had legitimate threats to them. They failed.
Right. But they gave us something every once in a while, so we got it out of our system, and the system went right back to work.
It's just basically feathers are honest.
And I think nowadays, in 2020, the problem we're having is the same problem that ironic, and I know a lot of people are going to think this out, and I don't care. Because, the slave owners used to say it when the time of slavery free. What are we really going to do with all this money?
Yeah, but what about
I think black people have answered that question.
Feathers asked the same question, and Feathers, they didn't ask that question when they sold us, but they did say this: what are you gonna do with all that money? When we talk about reparations, they say we're just gonna blow it, like it matters to them anyway.
They haven't answered it in a way that is beneficial for us as a whole. A lot of black people are moving in ways that are beneficial, but a lot more of us are not. And so we have to have that conversation about, even in terms of, okay, how do we identify what's beneficial for us as a whole, and how do we not? And should we try to uplift those black people that are in a truly desperate situations that don't see a way out of it? How many resources do we dedicate to uplifting those people? Because all of that then becomes different schools of thought about how we handle our own internal struggles. But I think the very first thing that has to happen is we gotta understand, we are like, look, Darth Vader said it best. Luke, I am your father. White people are our daddies and our mamas, and they beating us and abusing us. And as painful as that is to hear, to all of the black people saying black men or the black women, we the first on the earth, and we the first, and we the originals, and we the this, and we the that, and we the this, and we the that. All that is true genetically. But culturally, that's not true for you.
I literally just basically said that in a video that was put out on Tuesday when I was profiling the Francis Chris Wellington speech about, genetically, yes, white people know genetically that they're not dominant, but they dominate us physically because they can.
Right, and even those types of distinctions require a level of complexity of thought that I'm not sure enough of us. I know a lot of us can, but I'm using that operative word. Enough of us can really understand.
Well, yes, because think about PC. You already know about this. We've had these conversations so many times where people in the comments are mad because we say that white people are supreme, white people are dominant. No, they're not. We're the first people. We got the most melanin. We are the mothers of the civilization and all these things. So you're right. They're not being able to delineate between genetically dominant and actually physically dominant.
the signs that if we ever get to that place of past this arrested development, because we're arrested in it right now. We're stuck here. We're not moving forward in our development in regards to the maturity level. The first sign will be when we can actually take the details and start piecing them together and not infuse it.
Oh boy. These guys, they swear they cooking
it with our emotions. And when you see the emotional responses, then you can't have a rational conversation. You know, like take this presidential election. I know we're not talking about that, but just take it for whatever. When those of us who say we're not going to just lock in step because, you know, a certain party has a representative that went to an HBCU and became part of the Divine Nine fraternity and sorority groups, until we see some policies that benefit us, all of a sudden we're traitors to the community, because emotionally speaking, people are first of all terrified of the thought of, you know, gloom and doom, yellow man and orange man taking over. But secondly speaking, you know, and I heard it best by a comedian out of California. I'm not gonna say his name, but he has a podcast and he was crying. Let me say that. Who said?
I won't say it. Miss Bernice. How you gonna bring me into this conversation?
Right. So, but he was saying from perspective, like, what would be great if a woman, you know, Supreme Court justice who happens to be a member of Delta Sigma Theta, just, you know, swears in the Bible of Kamala, who
Let me get back to Jamaica Arthur, who down to the darkness.
Feeding the birds.
I guess
Another one
according to
down.
him.
Gonna rush him.
Remember, he said that she, well, first of all, we know that Jamaicans often distinguish identity by island nationality, Jamaican, Chinese, Bayesian, or by class and culture, right? So she says she identifies more as a woman than a black woman because in her context, gender shaped her challenges more than race, like I said earlier. In majority black societies, racism is not the daily organizing principle. Issues like class, colorism, and gender matter more. Okay, so here's the disconnect. To an F.B.A, not centering blackness can sound like denial or pandering to a white audience, right? But to that woman, it was simply that black is so normalized in his mind in Jamaica. Well, he said her answer was, in Jamaica, it's not a label. She has to consciously assert what I said earlier. Cool. So here's the difference. It's just different. And we use black differently. In the U.S., being black is the central axis of oppression. So that's why I keep re-emphasizing. Nobody's black outside of Black America. As a lineage to go to state, we're the only black people, and we've only been the only black people ever to exist. Everybody else is just dark. And I'm saying that to say this. Like, nobody used black to call themselves like they call their homeland, like after their homeland. A person from Haiti would say they're Haitian. That's what I mean. Nobody was going around saying, I'm black. They would use it as a descriptive term. They'll say, I look black. You look black. But they wouldn't go around saying, I'm black. Not as a descriptor, but I'm black because this is who I am as a person. We're the only people to do that. We're the only people to use black as a standalone ethnic.
Maya wants to have all the fun fighting off Malawan, but
So
screw that!
laws,
That Tron guy is the worst, and I want to
slavery,
kick
Jim
his dick
Crow,
off
redlining,
myself!
all were targeted specifically at people marked as black. So black became not just a descriptor, but a political and ethnic identity.
Ava, go protect the grain storerooms.
And that's the difference
Let the Vault
between
Hunter take care of Malawan.
versus descriptor. So these black Americans are the only people that's going to use black as an
All I ever do is protect archives.
Everybody's going to use it to describe a color, how they look.
Huh. Ava really took a shine to you. Might want to check your
Like I said earlier, black for us, black for black Americans. Black operates like Igbo or Mexican.
And instead of throwing her off a cliff,
It
I
operates
decided to train
as a,
her as my apprentice.
a national
I've got my book
ethnic
and heading your
identity,
way in a sec.
not
I'm
just
just
a
finishing
skin
up some...
color.
Die, you corporate bastard!
It is a collective identity born out of shared struggle and distinct culture.
Relaxation exercises.
Jamaicans, Nigerians, or Ghanaians primarily identified by nationality or tribe, e.g. Yoruba, Ashanti, Maroon. Okay, only F.B.A.s forged black into a standalone ethnic because we were stripped of tribe, language, and homeland. Out of forced displacement, black became the new root of identity. So when people purposely use African American in front of Black American, they are taking that identity from us, that shared. They're like destroying black and making us back a lost people, lost from Africa, and they're just lost trying to find our way back to Africa. Why would you understand what I'm saying? Why would you take Black American off and then put African American? That's some implant stuff, man. That's some Russian, but that's the real Russian bot stuff. Okay. So, a lot of Pan-Africans, they often emphasize common darkness, blackness across the diaspora, unified against global supremacy, right? That's their aim. Okay, but they sometimes downplay distinctions like Jamaican versus African versus F.B.A. versus Nigerian. It is simply to prevent internal conflict. They don't want us to see each other differently so they can push this narrative. And right, they sometimes downplay distinctions. That's what they do. Okay, and then for them, European oppression is the central story. They don't want to focus on the different ways blackness is constructed because it might divide the struggle, like which is no such thing as the struggle.
Give me 1 second. I want to share
This
my
is
video.
this was in their crazy heads.
Let everybody know that I'm out here shooting up shit. Yeah, Borderlands.
Like I said,
I'm out here shooting up shit.
Caribbeans are names, they
What
are
this
named
smoke?
after their national
This shit, I like
or
this,
tribal
this shit,
origin.
Good as
They are Yoruba, Jamaican, Ghanaian first,
like,
and they're not black in the same way.
you know what I will do? I'll turn the game on.
So that means black is a uniquely American cultural creation
so then y'all
tied
can
to
hear,
the brutal realities of U.S. slavery and racism. This is why Jamaicans can downplay, not just Jamaicans,
Unbiased Rob.
people who are not FBA but melanated. This is why the diaspora and the continent of Africa can downplay blackness casually while FBAs can't. Okay, it's central to our survival and identity. So the author, when she said, "I'm not black," black and African isn't interchangeable. So when she was denying her blackness, she wasn't denying her African roots. She was reflecting her context. So in Jamaica, black is background noise.
So you should be able to hear Unbiased Rob a little bit more than the
Pan-Africanists who was offended had an American racial lens where blackness is everything. That's the problem. Like they don't want to know. They don't want to learn this at all.
Just trying to surround me. I got headshots though.
Yeah. So, but tomorrow's live is gonna be lit. Y'all gonna see.
Happens to be an AKA on the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King, who happens to be Alpha Phi Alpha. Oh my God! I mean, the Greeks.
I just got chills, brother. I just got chills.
Oh, you thought you had me, huh? You don't have me.
It's like
leave me the hell alone.
It's like take away from all that. We have leave me policies. Alone. You don't need policies, Steve Harvey. We don't need policies. We just need you get that afterwards. Well, Steve, you met with Donald Trump afterwards. Did we get any policies when you met with him after the election? You don't do that.
J Truth, peace, man. Right, Richard Flat, peace to you. Okay, who's in here acting a fool? You said Will Boney?
Get out of here. Go to sleep.
What's going on in the chat? I just happened to look down. Let me read up. Make sure everybody cool. Kia Harris, what's going on? Let me see what people are debating. If y'all debating religion, I don't know why y'all doing that. Okay.
And this is the thing. So when you know, the notion of this, because now we're not even on the rest of the diaspora right now. We're talking about
because we infighting already. We always infighting. We always find something to infight about in Black America. We always fighting about something.
But it's like, and we'll go back to this, right? It's children. You know, because I'm mad at you or I haven't that. So I'm going to go against my best interest just to serve my emotions. We are childish in that, and I'm not saying. And listen, our African brothers and sisters are childish too. So I'm not, and our Caribbean brothers and sisters are childish too. And our South
family, I told you the patterns is to always handle Africa very delicately, and it's to always handle F.B.A.s very strongly, very firmly. It's to always speak up to Africans, and it's always speak down to F.B.A.s. Everybody does that. Even the F.B.A. Pan-Africanists do that.
South American brothers and sisters are childish too. But we're focusing on the Black Americans here, right here, Black in America. When we fully understand that, then maybe we can realize that. But there's a level of sophistication, because in our development, we also have to understand we're currently being warred on. So Pat, you asked this question a few years ago. You said, we talk a lot about the chemical warfare that takes place in our drinking water, the foods we eat, the GMO, what they have important ability to have that will allow your people, what they call it, those awards that don't mean any damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, our dysfunction is just on display for the world as a whole, within Black America and throughout the diaspora. Our total dysfunction.
Oh man, dang.
Is happening in front of the world. And
my fault. I was just saying, Bobby. I was reading Bobby's channel. Reading his comment. That's all. Peace, Bobby's channel.
Everybody's guilty. Everybody, all Black people. Well, yeah, all groups of Black people. Of course.
Oh boy, here they go, man. Can I hold Africa accountable by Africa itself? Gotta throw in white supremacy. Gotta throw in F.B.A.s. That's sick. That's sad.
Not everybody and within all groups of Black people are participating, but all groups of Black people are participating in this. And all groups of Black people have been participating in this. And yes, not only are Black Americans young, childish groups of Black people, you have other groups of Western Blacks who are young, childish groups of people. And Black people, period, are childish. We're childish. Black people, period, throughout the diaspora are childish. That's why we are still in the positions and the predicament that we are in.
We're childish?
Because
skip this guy.
It's a lot of people literally to go, right, which is sad. But we're gonna talk like we're gonna whoop some. We ain't gonna talk like it.
And even to that, because I think it has to be said, and it's not even on a physical level, because and that shows the immaturity as well. Because you already know there are a lot of Black people gonna hear this and be like, I ain't scared of white people. I whoop a white person.
You might whoop an individual.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, okay, collectively, you might put on your goon gloves and throw some hands. All right, cool. Hey, okay,
nope.
And that's why we run into the problem. I think if they was to deal with that, then they would live through that. That's why I say
Hey, yeah, you're scared. Yeah, you're scared. And I don't blame you. I'd be scared too.
Whether or not they stay a coward or they actually become the hero. And they say, a brave man dies once, but a coward dies 1,000 times.
Deaths.
Yeah. So, when we go through this, and we have all put ourselves on the line. Like I said a couple shows ago, people don't know our story in regards to how we have actually put ourselves in harm's way. For the chance that we can be around to liberate the hearts and minds of Black people. But like you were saying, a child doesn't understand that. And you know what a child does understand? When their mother says, wait until your father comes home. And a lot of Black people are terrified.
They are waiting. That's great. They're waiting for the white man to come home because they're waiting on the white man to change his mind and his heart and treat us better. We are waiting. And we're going to be waiting for a long time. Which one going to happen first? White man going to treat us better or Jesus come back? Which one happened first?
I don't know. I mean, ain't they kind of the same thing, though? Because a lot of y'all...
What about Africans respecting us and treating us better?
I don't like how they be telling that joke. White man gonna treat us better than Jesus, man.
Hey, well, Caesar Bronya. It's not
gonna make this
Caesar
shit work.
Bronya.
You saying it wrong? It's Caesar Borgia.
That's what I say. Fuck them both. We gonna make this shit work.
But all in all, one of the main things I hope you all are getting from this particular video is we've been all Black people throughout the diaspora. We existed in tribalism before white people showed up.
If you ain't Black American,
Black people
you
on the
ain't
continent
Black.
existed in tribalism
So
before white people showed up. White people exploited it, made it worse. White people brought Black people to America.
You're not Black.
Black people in America,
You
yes,
ain't
we
Black
have
American
tribalism.
if you didn't come from chattel slavery in America,
come together and become one
United
for survival.
States of America.
So with that mind state,
you ain't Black.
We believe that all other groups of Black people should come together, even though, because remember, like Stokely Carmichael said, I believe it was him, but it might have been Dr. John Henry Clark, but all of the ideas of Pan-Africanism, because we talked about it on the Breakdown Friday, all of the ideas of Pan-Africanism were developed outside of the continent.
Mm-hmm.
So African people who were outside the continent were developing ideas of Pan-Africanism because in the places that you were in outside the continent, you had to come together.
All right. Now, that part right there, he's not totally lying, but he's just going to be confused when I ask him questions on that. That's all. All of them are just going to be confused when I ask them questions about that. So I'm hoping that some people stick to their work. Because Dr. Maya, she can't find no time for me to have this discussion. I'm seeing that.
Man.
I think I might just call that a nothing burger. That's what I think.
But still, we still don't take it the next step and realize that white people are still our common enemy. The white supremacists are still our common enemy.
Oh,
and if we don't work together as a whole, we will still.
It goes back. I told you, man. Africa is perfect. White.
And what is y'all doing? Come on, y'all better come on, back me up, man. Y'all just gonna stand here.
Thoughts.
Y'all weak as hell. Y'all worse than the dang on tethers.
Just focus on white supremacy.
Weak as hell.
F.B.A. Nah.
Come back me up. Y'all just gonna let me get shot.
That's
y'all weak as hell.
That's 60 years ago.
Be on bottom because we're fractured and on bottom everywhere we are.
Y'all just want to act like bitches.
So, it's on us. Barbecue with mildew, Black folk. Barbecue with mildew. We can continue to choose to fight.
Come on.
You can continue to be uneducated and ill-informed if you want to, because the information is out there.
I gotta get surrounded and everything. I already went through everything.
White people gonna be here winning. They waiting on us.
Nothing.
Oh my God.
And we waiting on us. We just don't know it because we wish we was white, but we waiting on.
I gotta go all the way back to.
Well, I'm waiting on you guys to hold Africa accountable for just one thing. I'm waiting for you guys to join my panel. And I wrote them though. I did write them today. So we'll see about that. But anyway, family, it's late, way past. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are definitely heavy in here. And you see, I didn't go to sleep. This is probably the first live where
all the ammo for
12:37 a.m. and I didn't doze off. So I'm getting used to this. Again, as you guys pulling up, you know what I mean, liking the video first and foremost. Liking the video is what really, really motivates me to go live so often and stay live so late. It's the likes first and foremost. So I just want to say thank you. Tomorrow I will be going in on this right here. Let me get rid of that. So this is another Pan-Africanist war right here. I said Pan-African. This is another diaspora war that I might find time to look into yet tomorrow. But this is what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Okay. And I think I'm gonna just throw where he called us disrespected us.
Right. Nah, give me
And
my
Tariq got to
guns.
check. I'm talking about Baba Smalls.
Can I use one of my real guns?
So I might throw that in there as well, just for some background to know who this guy is. Okay, but he's denying and downplaying Africa's role in the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, so this will be Adult Live. I'm gonna show you not so many. I'm gonna show you there's a pattern with Pan-Africanists. They like to deny it ain't just Africans, it's Pan-Africanists in America too, where they're non-FB or F.B.A. They also too, it's part of the religion. They have to deny Africa's role in the slave trade and just make white man the boogeyman, blame it all on the white man. So you're gonna see that when I play these videos. It's short clips. The only long one is gonna be me cooking this guy, but all the short clips are just people or maybe heard before across the airwaves deny Africa's role, like blatantly in the transatlantic slave trade. It just bugs me out. Like, yeah, wow. So you just said the hell with history. I'm just gonna revise history and save Africa. Okay, so that's gonna be a early morning live, possibly 9:30, 10, because how late I'm going to bed now. So possibly 9:30, 10. I gotta go earlier because I got a meeting at 2 p.m. Okay, so I gotta leave here about
what are we doing?
1:15, 1:30. Okay. Yeah, so I'll probably go early.
Man.
8.
Boss fight,
I'm gonna try to do 8. That's the goal. About 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're gonna expose other Pan-Africanists
about to go
acting like the slave trade never happened, and then we're gonna expose Professor Smalls, Baba Smalls, last. He's supposed to, from his own mouth, he's supposed to be some thorough historian. Like, how the hell you downplaying the transatlantic slave trade? The transatlantic slave trade is wild. Family, love you. Peace. Everybody. Always shine bright. Tomorrow a.m. Please subscribe, like the video if you haven't already. What's that? The Cash App's at the top pin if you want to donate, whatever. You could do that. Also, that's it, man. See ya.
Oh, almost had him. That's nuts. Oh, I'm about to fuck y'all up. I'm about to do y'all in. That's how you do that. Excuse me. Yeah, that'd be right gun.
Gotta find some new tunes. You'd think there's only 2 bands in the whole universe.
I've never been able to use iridium the way Lilith does, but I found a technique in this book that might change it. Okay, here goes something. It's working.
Holy crap. I feel like I could phase lock a planet right now.
Teach me that right now.
Whew, I could get used to that kind of power. Okay, let's get the key fragment, Vault Hunter. So, Ava, you survived the invasion. Guess all those hours staring at water taught you something after all.
I can handle myself. I learned to fight way before I met you.
Let's spar then, kid.
Oh, you know I would, but I've got a loot to sort through.
Nope. Go pack a bag. You get your wish. We're leaving with the Vault Hunter.
Wait, for real? I mean, yeah, cool. Whatever. It's gonna be fun. I'll grab the stuff.
Vault Hunter, check this out. The Iridians left messages like these all over the galaxy. I always figured there was a connection between sirens and vaults. I can't read it, but it must mean something. This relic's been here since before I was born. But as long as Malawan knows it's here, Athenas will never be safe. I should tell you
Oh, yeah.
before I explain it to Lilith. The real reason I took Ava on as an apprentice, she's going to be a siren someday. And I want to make sure she's ready when that happens. See you up in the stars, Vault Hunter.
There's no place in the galaxy with more sirens than Athena's. Must be something in their water. Or sirens were drawn to the place by some sort of, I don't know, call? I stayed for a few years until Queen Dido passed away. Then some monks in the Order of the Impending Storm took over the joint. One
out burritos. In case you were wondering, this isn't a complete vault key. Why the Iridians split the keys into fragments is anyone's guess, but the vault key on Pandora required 3 pieces. Still, it's a start. You should return to Lilith. I'm sure she and Maya have a lot of catching up to do, or whatever it is people with social lives do. Thank you. Give me a sterile room full of surgical equipment any day.
I can't explain it right now, Lilith, but she's going to be a siren someday.
We'll talk about this later. What's up, killer? Maya says you kicked some major ass.
Takes an ass kicker to know an ass kicker.
I believe it. Well, 1 fragment down, 2 more to go.
So what is this all about, Lilith? Why is Malawan on Athenas? Our key fragment has been a secret for generations.
What you mean you don't hear? What you don't hear?
Not sure. Calypso seems
Oh.
more about the vaults than any of us, even Tanis. They knew about the vault map. Maybe they told Malawan to invade Athenas. They say they're after something called the Great Vault.
Hey.
The vault on Promethea must be part of their plan.
I turned it down
We have
because
to
I
get
was
there
listening to the YouTube earlier.
We will, Firehawk.
My
I'm not
bad.
sure anyone calls me that anymore.
You should be good now.
Lilith, long time. So, how are things?
Wow, nice mustache.
Thanks. It's a siege mustache. Listen, I'm gonna have to cash in on that Allies card. Katagawa's got an asteroid-mounted laser aimed at Atlas HQ, and he's threatening to slice me in half unless I surrender. I'm freaking out here. Freaking out.
Yeah, it's loud now.
And Zero reports the laser's being powered by a vault key fragment, so
All I needed to hear, we're on it.
now we're talking. Yay, allies. Reese out.
Go down there and help Reese with his laser issue, Vault Hunter.
I hope Reese knows what he's doing. Lilith says he's one of us, but can't trust a man with a mustache. That's
Can't
just
trust
science.
a man with a beard neither. Joe cannot trust a man with a beard.
The tattoos. You wanna talk about it?
Honestly, no. Not much to say.
Gotcha. Well, I should probably get settled in. It's good to be back on Sanctuary. Hey, Sanctuary.
I'm not finna buy nothing in Epic Games. I'm not finna buy a game that shit that I already bought.
Drop by when you're free, yeah?
My avatar is my avatar. Now, are you a cisgender female? Cause you got long hair. Just asking for a friend.
Twice before messing with Athena's.
fast travel back to Metro Play.
Malawan will think twice before messing with Athena's.
Yep. Greetings. What is this warm blood doing?
Oh, hey, Maurice. I'm
Yeah,
just trying
you know
to
I
haul
got
this
claptrapped
life-size
in
body pillow of my
Starfield.
hero
Remember, that's
Axton
my
back to
robot I
bunk,
got in Starfield.
so
Stop playing with me. I got this as my robot in Starfield.
A sleep den must always be made comfortable. You will accept Maurice's help with this task.
Really? Thanks so much.
That's when
You're
I'm
the
gonna
best,
give
Maurice.
you the nickname Claptrap.
Maurice was helping someone? Nah, that can't be right. There's got to be some dirt somewhere. Find it, Vault Hunter.
That's your new nickname, Claptrap. Oh, it's jumping on my screen, Claptrap. Claptrap. We got the little beard and everything. We got a little dirty beard and mustache. Little dreadlock hair. That's Claptrap.
So, since you're already doing stuff,
Yeah, Claptrap look like he got a
Vault Hunter,
baseball
I have a
jersey
mission
on.
for
Look
you.
at him.
Triple mega priority.
He look like he played for the
I left
Giants.
some stuff back on Athena's.
The Giants in the
I was
field
so
that never
excited
played
to get
on the
out of that
minor league.
monastery that I forgot to pack some really
Got a little
important
beard
stuff.
and everything.
You gotta get it back for me.
Looks like my eyes slowed down a bit.
Claptrap. Claptrap.
I'm freaking sick of it.
Good. That's why I like this thing, because it actually has a spaceship that you can walk in. Even though you can't, you can do it. How the hell do I get there? What the hell?
You look tough. We're friends.
Dang it, soggy biscuits again. Sorry guys, Larry's brunch is canceled this week. Maurice has seen this before. You will add eggs from the Eunomian time wasp to the batter. The biscuits will emerge from the kiln, fluffy and buttery.
Wow, thanks, Maurice. You're the best. Hey, everyone. Maurice saved Larry's brunch.
No. This is all wrong. Maurice is a Saurian, a cold-blooded killer. He's got to be up to something.
Hey there. 5 more missions and your contract's up. Then you're free to go.
You said that 5 missions ago.
No, I said 5 missions 3 missions ago, and 3 missions 5 missions ago. Get it straight, soldier. Besides, numbers don't matter. Wars matter. You want to win this war or what?
Or what sounds good?
I don't give 2 turds in a Verkuvian ham sandwich what sounds good to you, soldier! You signed a contract. If you want to keep that Iron Bear unit, it's 5 more missions. Besides, I need you out there with the greenies. You quit, they die.
Fine. 1 more mission. Where are we going?
Darzaron Bay.
Motherfucker, piece of
fucking me!
One time Maya grounded me for 2 weeks after I stole a monk's glass eye. I think I still have it.
Find Undertaker, kill Undertaker. It tells me to go over here, jump in here, but it's not giving me. Place to go. Because and I think it's
So, yeah.
$1 for a dance. $1 for a dance.
Where is it? My signed copy of Digby Vermouth's best album, Sex to Grind! Oh no, I can't have lost it!
Maurice found this in the Claptrap's closet. He was attempting to sell it on the EchoNet. You will hide it better next time.
OMJ, I can't believe you got it back! And the signature's
OMJ.
intact! Maurice, you're my favorite!
I can't wrap my head around this. He's just so nice. I have to think, Vault Hunter. Give me a moment. Vault Hunter, Maurice has smelled your investigation.
I'm sure you can hear it now. Come on.
Chat.
All right. Man, this is why they said this game ain't shit. You got me doing a bunch of bullshit running through this maze ass shit. For no damn reason. Back and forth, up and down this shit. For no reason.
Drop and give me $20. That's an order.
And it's a confusing ass
Vault
shit.
Hunter.
Hey, wanna lift weights with me?
Yeah, you can.
Greetings. Warmonger Marcus has distrust for Maurice. This is understandable. Maurice is on a mission of peace, and this is a threat to business. You will bring to Marcus a gift. Warm blood gift-giving rituals remain mysterious. Yes. Perfect gift for Warmonger Marcus. You will take it to him.
I buy nothing in no fucking Epic Games Store. What's wrong with y'all? Boy, this map sucks. This map is like terrible. Wow, this map sucks.
What is this? A present? From
This map
Maurice?
is terrible.
Ah! Look at the fumes coming off of that box. Get it away! Put it over there!
There's like fake shipbuilders, Starfield.
The vaults are calling. Ha! I knew it. That present must have a neurotoxin inside. Or some kind of acid that would melt my face off. Maurice tried to kill me. I knew he was up to no good. Ah, what a relief. The last thing I could stand is to have someone nice on board. Ugh. This place only holds together because we all might kill each other at a moment's notice. Thanks for investigating, Vault Hunter.
A face-melting success. Warmonger Marcus only respects strength and fears warmth. Though Maurice is here in peace, he knows well the diplomacy of the Claw. You will know Maurice's appreciation.
Mission complete. Hey, I'm finna go to sleep, man. I completed my mission. Gonna eat my sliders and watch some F.B.A. shit. Look at Trap, my guy from Starfield. No, that's my guy from here.
How's that job coming?
But I put him in Starfield because I'm that cold. Anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all on the next one. Thank y'all for tuning in. And guess what? Yeah, it's reality.
Rays on the block, slinging pixels on the screen, fingers dancing on the keys like you never seen. Chasing dreams in a land where the code's never clean. Grinding till the shadow calls. In a night unseen, hit subscribe and watch the dreams he weaves. Rays reality, more real than anyone believes. From the dark nights to bright morning aves, gaming for the glory under neon lit eaves. He rolls with the punches from trolls in their games, dodging hate like he's framed in a hall of flames. Rising levels, unlocking his fortune and fame, braving the quest in this digital domain. Hit subscribe and watch the dreams he weaves. Raise reality, more real than anyone believes. From the dark nights to bright morning aves, aiming for the glory under neon lit eaves. Codes and wires bind him to a quest so deep. From dawn to dusk his grind will never sleep. In Ray's world where legends learn to leap, victory's a promise and his dreams to keep. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level writing his own page. In this matrix he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage. From the dark nights to bright morning eyes, gaming for the glory under neon lit eaves. rolls with the punches from trolls in their games. Dodging hate like he's framed in a hall of flames. Rising levels, unlocking his fortune and fame.
And that's super AI on the track.
Digital domain. Codes and wires bind him to a quest so deep. From dawn
Why
to
the
dusk, his
AI
grind
sound
will
like
never
do
sleep.
y'all know?
In Ray's world, where legends learn to leap, victory's a promise and his dreams to keep. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level, writing his own page. In this matrix, he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level, writing his own page. In this matrix, he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage.
Y'all thought that was the only track. No.
Rays on the block, slinging pixel on the screen. Fingers dancing on the keys like you've never seen. Chasing dreams in a land where the code's never clean. Grind until the shadow calls at a night unseen. Hit subscribe and watch the dreams he weaves. Rays reality more real than anyone believes. From the dark nights to bright morning aves. Gaming for the glory underneath. He rolls with the punches from trolls and their games. Dodging hate like he's framed in a hall of flames. Rising levels, unlocking his fortune and fame. Brave in the quest in this digital domain. Hit subscribe and watch the dreams he weaves. Raise reality more real than anyone believes. From the dark nights to bright morning aves. Gaming for the glory under neon lit.
My AI is not colder than me. I'm colder than my AI. Stop it.
From dawn to dusk, his grind will never sleep. In Ray's world where legends learn to leap, victory's a promise and his dreams to keep. From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level, writing his own page.
Now my AI is probably colder than everybody that you know, but my AI is not colder than me. G-Eazy is only half F.B.A. I am 100%, 1000% F.B.A. Nobody's colder than me. I am 1000% F.B.A. I'm 10,000% F.B.A. I am the coldest F.B.A.
From the basement to the brightest stage, Ray conquers each level, writing his own page. In this matrix, he's the mage, breaking the cage. Reality gaming burning bright with rage.
No, I program my AI to be colder than everybody else. I am that cold. My AI is that cold. My AI ain't colder than me, but I'm colder than everybody. Anyway, I think I gave y'all enough. What's that, about like 2.5 hours? You're welcome. I'll show y'all how to stream. Holler at me if y'all need some graphics.